Shut up and sit down.
Okay, today we're talking about safety and security for journalists out in the field. The chances are, if you work as a freelancer, if you work for a small media house, that they don't have the money to put you through a hostile environment training course. So how then do you deal with your own safety and security? The answer is really that you don't, but what we're going to do is we're going to go out to Poseidon Kampsports Academy in Jakobsberg here in the north of Stockholm. We're going to ask Stephen Antonio, who's the chief instructor there, and he's also the coach of the Swedish Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu national team, about his best tips for your own self-defense and safety and security when you're out in the field. This is the Poseidon Kampsports Academy, and I'm going to go find the owner, Stephen Antonio, fantastic coach, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, coach of the Sweden national team, and he regularly runs courses here in northern Stockholm for women, for men, for kids, all to do with self-defense. And today we're going to talk about self-defense for journalists. What do you do if somebody tries to take your bag with your camera, your dictaphone and all those things in it? So let's go have a word, and maybe he might kick my ass.
Well, the most important thing is be aware of your surroundings. Who's there? Are they acting kind of strange? Can you try and guess what they're capable of doing, what they want to do? Then try and see where, if I have to leave this place, where are the exits, those kind of things, basically. And then it's always to your advantage if you're in good shape. So you should be able to run, you should be able to lift yourself off the floor, maybe climb over something. So being physically active will help a lot in a situation where you have to actually protect yourself.
When it comes to sort of baggage of that, if somebody tries to snatch your bag or that kind of thing, are you just going to let it go, or are you going to hang on to it, or how do you judge those situations?
Well, it all depends. I mean, is it my training bag and all I've got in it is a sweaty pair of shorts and a wet towel? I'll give it, let them have it. But if I've got an expensive camera in it, there's my computer in it, no, I'm going to give them a fight. And the more I fight, chances are that it's like they're not going to like it. So maybe I'll just keep my bag anyway.
And finally, when it does come to fighting, are you one of these people who thinks go all in? If you're going to go all in? You
have to. There's no way you can like give it a half-hearted attack, like push them or leave me alone and then expect them to just do it. So, and you can't escalate afterwards. So you just, if you're going to go, 100%, give it everything you got.
Even, what's the most likely thing to happen in a bar? Is it that somebody comes up and pushes you? And in that case, what do you do?
Well, if they're just pushing, I was like, I will try and stay away from it. And I was like, I don't want to fight. Now, if he does keep on coming, if he really wants to have a fight, it was most probably going to swing for me, okay? And most of the time they're going to hide where they're going to swing from. So it's like, if you're right-handed, they'll hide the right hand.
Right.
That's usually what happens. I'll see some kind of head movement sometimes. Now, maybe I'm lucky enough and I'll see it in advance. Chances are you won't. So the only thing you can do is actually hope that you can try and block it or just not take the worst of it, let's put it that way. So if you actually try and whack me around, there we go.
That's pretty quick.
Now that's if I'm lucky. So usually most people realise they got hit after they got hit.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah. But I can show you again, I'll do it a little bit slower.
Okay.
So it's like I see the punch coming, there's not much I can do, I just like try and stop the worst of it.
Right.
Then I just go in.
And that leaves me pretty much out of the game on the deck there, right?
Yeah, of course I can do
bad things to people.
Do bad things to people, But the purpose of self-defense is actually just to protect myself. So once you're on the floor, I just want to leave. So I just want to get out of there.
Just get out of there.
Just get out of there.
Okay, so we're in a bar, and you spill my drink or I spill your drink, and we're doing this thing here.
Yeah.
Okay? There are some guys, you know, we talk about putting up the fence, and if they go through the fence twice, is it twice is the rule? Or once?
Depends who you ask. If somebody starts pushing me around,
right,
it's like, I'm not going to go, I will most probably punch him.
Okay.
But punching someone is illegal. So you got, it's like the legal ramifications that you have to accept. So pushing, if it was just a pushing match, just like, leave me alone.
Yeah.
All right? But if I do want to go in,
yeah.
All right?
That happens so quick. But that is the thing though, of course, if you close the distance between us here, right? If you come into me here, I can't really sort of hit you in any effective way from here.
And the way I was doing this is that when you push, I put your hands down,
yep.
so I'm in.
Yep.
And then I'll just put it on the floor again.
Yeah, I lose the balance very quickly, even when you push the arms aside.
And you can't punch me.
No.
And as you see, I'm a lot shorter than you are, so I can do a lot of different things.
Oh, I don't like the look of this.
No.
Okay, the people are going to be watching this. They're not going to be coaches of the Sweden national team, not going to be black belts. What's the fastest way to get away from somebody? If I go to grab you, say I go to grab you by the arm, or go to grab you around the neck, this kind of thing, what's the easiest way to get out of that situation for somebody?
Well, if you just grab my arm,
right.
All right, it is actually hitting you in the head.
That's it.
And pushing you away.
And you're out of there.
It doesn't have to be more complicated than that. Nobody likes getting hit in the head.
No.
So you grab my arm, or usually it'll be the other one, and the only reason you'll grab me is because you want to pull me somewhere.
To bring it this way, yeah?
Yeah, so it's like I just smack you in the head and then run away.
And just get out of there.
Kind of stuff that works.
Self-defense 101. This man can put people on the floor. If you can put people on the floor, do that. If you can't, the best thing to do is to run. Thanks, man. Self-defense and getting thrown around the place by a jiu-jitsu black belt is all fun and games. But of course, there's more aspects to safety and to security and to looking after yourself as a journalist out in the field than simply having to fight or being able to fight when called upon. I'm currently in my little storage room here at the home of Spock's Family, the TV production company. I'm just going to go through some of the things that we find in this particular drawer here. As you can see, we have the little label on safety and security there. So there's a few things that I've been sort of advised over the year to pick up, and if we look into the box, this is the first one. This is basically a power outlet, right? But as you can see on the other end of it, it's a mobile one. So you hook it into your car, and that means that you can keep your laptop going. So if you happen to be out in the field, you can't get home. I've used this in terror attacks and that kind of thing before. I've had to use that. Then we have plastic rain trousers there and there as well. And then there is a pretty comprehensive first aid kit, which I tend to have with me anytime I go to the World Cup or I go to the Olympics and that kind of thing. We use these things. Here's one of those things I always have to have with me, and it's a gas mask. Now this is an Israeli military issue gas mask. I've never had to use it. I've had it with me on occasion. I've also I had it with me when I interviewed Slash from Guns N' Roses at one point, right? And the idea is that if the police start to use tear gas, you pull this out of your bag, you pop it on, and that will keep you safe. Cheap, never had to use it. Been tear gassed on several occasions, but never had it with me, never had to use it. Not very pleasant being tear gassed. There's a couple of other things in there. It's good to have. These are glasses, also safety glasses that you can use in the event that people are throwing stones or that kind of thing. Is always good to have because things can get into your eyes and that kind of thing. There's a water filter that basically makes any form of water drinkable and that kind of thing. So if you do get stuck out in the field, I was always told by the people who showed me how to do all these things that controlling the water supply and controlling the car keys are the two essential things. Now, when I started to bring you this video, I thought I'll do something for other journalists because I've had the benefit of going on these hostile environment training courses. I've trained in martial arts both when I was a teenager and now as an adult, and I feel I've had great benefit of that. And I've always looked at colleagues out in the field and I thought, you know, especially when people don't know things, that you know, they really should have this. And I was trying to do that in this YouTube video, but it was just when I was being thrown around the place by Stephen yesterday, a jiu-jitsu black belt who's a lot smaller than me, but you know, there's nothing I can do to hurt that guy, that I realised that this is not something you can learn from a 5-minute YouTube video. It's not something that you can learn overnight. It's not even something you can learn in a week on one of these residential courses. This is one of those things that you have to develop over time. There's kit that you have to buy over time. There's a skill set that you have to develop over time. And it's up to employers, even if you're a freelancer, it's up to employers, it's up to the people who are buying your work to make sure that you're properly trained when you're out in the field there. And I'd say this to editors that are watching: look after your people, okay? Make sure that they're well trained, make sure that they're well equipped, make sure that they're capable of dealing with these situations when they're out there. Because, you know, do you really want them on the front page of your paper rather than the back page if they're reporting on the Olympics? So to freelancers, do the best you can, keep yourself in good shape, be able to run away, you know, if possible, take up a martial art, be able to fight. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is brilliant for that if it comes down to it. Get the kit that you can, get the kit that you need. At the very least, if you're going to be out there reporting on general news, if you're going to be reporting on strikes and riots and that kind of thing, you're going to need the gas mask and that kind of thing. But more so than anything else, have a bit of common sense. Don't go around the streets of a foreign city or a place that you don't know with your headphones on, your head down and your phone, right? Have a look around, make sure you know what's going on around there. A little planning beforehand means that you can avoid an awful lot of dangerous situations. So common sense is the main thing, but ultimately for me, it's up to editors to make sure that you're well equipped, that you're well insured, that you're well looked after as a journalist, and that's where the responsibility lies. Talk to you again soon.